Welcome to the Social Podcast, where no discussion or debate is off limits.
Welcome to the Social, and I feel like we might have broken a record for a number of men in the audience.
Yeah.
So welcome.
We support you.
Wait a second, it's extra loud because my cousin's here and she's extra loud.
We love it.
So great.
Everybody welcome.
So
as
You
loud
hear
as
screaming,
possible.
it's
That's
the family.
it.
Sorry.
Well, listen, everybody, we'll get into the first topic. If you are planning to travel in the new year, take note, Air Canada is now the latest airline. You don't even know what I'm going to say, and you don't like it. Air Canada is the latest airline to ban carry-on baggage for anyone who bought the basic fare ticket. Now, if you did pay for the more expensive or comfort fare, you are now allowed an additional checked bag. So it's all of this funny business. Let's break it down. Is travel becoming increasingly classist?
I agree. I do feel like all of these add-ons are making it so. Do you remember the good old days when you'd buy a plane ticket and it actually got you a seat on the plane? Do you know what I mean? But like flying, it's just so demeaning. The last flight I was on, you watched a safety video in economy, and it's like, if there's an emergency, you just lean all the way forward and put your head down. I'm like, I can't lean all the way forward. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
The whole thing is just a mess.
It's a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I saw this coming though. Every time, right? Where you book a flight and then you get to the gate and everyone's got their carry-on, and then they start offering to you, like, if you want to be the hero, which I often was, and check your bag now. But let's
And
be
they do
honest,
it for free
And they
then.
would do it for free then, right? So
Because you're at the
everyone was
gate.
doing that game. But I thought to myself, like, why haven't they just set up a system of payment there? Like, if it was just about a money grab, if this is about trying to get more money, which it always is, why not? How hard is it to be like, okay, listen, we got this thing, doesn't fit in, you gotta pay, and you gotta pay right here and now. Why would that be so hard?
I don't know if they're enough people.
Okay.
But don't you think we kind of brought this carry-on fiasco onto ourselves?
How?
Because
How
if
so?
everyone brought the bag that fits into the little thing,
No.
we
No,
wouldn't
no.
have the problem.
Let
But
me
you see people
defend.
carting.
Let me defend. Those manufacturers of those carry-on bags all make them a standard size.
Yes.
And then when you're at the airport, you see that little contraption, they tell you your bag has to fit in
Yes,
there.
mine fits every time.
No, they purposely, because you only pack like 4 pairs of underwear. But they purposely make it very narrow. So if there's a little bit of bulge, they're like, oh, you gotta check that. So they're screwing us. It's not fair. And they're taking advantage because
I
they
love a
know.
rule. I love a visual rule. Here's the thing that you can, here's the size of the thing you can bring on. Okay, I can bring it on.
Wait. We're mad at the wrong people. I'll tell you right now, the lawmakers in the U.S. right now are holding all of the executives of these airlines accountable because they see what's going on. Now, this is what the airlines are doing. They're saying, listen, we've made the tickets cheaper and we're giving options to the customer. So we have these extra fees, but you don't have to pay them. So in the U.S. already, you're paying for a carry-on bag, you're paying for a check bag, you're paying for if you want to change your seat. That's already optional, right? And they're saying, well, if you don't want to, you don't have to. So if you don't have a check bag, guess what? We just saved you some money. But here, right? It sounds like it's smart, but here's the rub. Here's the reality. Listen to this. In between 2018 and 2023, U.S. Airlines made $12 billion on the selection of seats alone.
See, yeah. Okay.
Alone
An
on that
excellent
fee.
point is being made
to me,
here.
So
listen.
they're messing with us.
Yeah.
They're gaslighting us.
This is always about profits, and it's never about passengers. And I'm sick of it.
Well, what are
And
they
I'll
gonna
tell
charge
you
us
why.
for next? An armrest and some air?
I know someone might come at us and say, well, flying is a privilege, it's not a right. But what I really is disgusting to me is what I think is this practice called railroading. They're making the cheaper option, which is the only option some people can afford.
Right.
They're making it so unappealing. They're forcing you to buy a higher price point. And by the way, it doesn't cost that plane any more money if your bag is up here or down here.
That's a great point, Mel.
But they figured
It's the
out there's
same
a price
amount of
tag to it.
gas.
Yeah.
It's the same amount of gas if my bag's up here. And also the idea that you already treat us like cattle. And now it's just so obvious. So to me, I think the writing's on the wall, to your point, Cynthia. The next fare up, get ready. You think, oh, basic fare, oh, poor if you have to wear, buy basic, poor you. It's coming for the next fare up and the next fare up, because increasingly we are paying business class fares for economy service, and I'm sick of it.
Barely economy service.
Fair.
Barely economy service.
Anyway, here's a real fun one. So Kylie Kelce, she's the wife of Jason Kelce and mom to their 3 girls, with a 4th on the way, is well aware their daughters favor the Kelce genes. So check out what she had to say on her Not Gonna Lie podcast. I'm itching my ear, sorry.
Then I got Ellie, who now the internet has run away with the fact that she looks like Travis, which I am slightly offended by. I was blonde. I had 1 dimple. I very much feel as though Ellie could pass for looking like mom. So if we could hop off the whole Ellie looks like Travis train, that would be greatly appreciated.
Oh my God, I don't know if she's
really
serious or she does seem very serious, but would it bother you if your child looked more like your partner's side of the family? What do you think?
I mean, I can't help but like, she's married to Jason. So she's saying that people are saying that her kids look like the brother, Travis, Taylor's partner.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's something a little bit.
So what are you trying to say, Cynthia?
I will say that
What's happening? Is there a wife swap? What's going on?
When Jaya first came out, he looked like Jason's dad. Like we kept on saying, but then we noticed that we also, so that's a picture of me on one side, Jason on another, and Jaya in the middle. And we all kind of look like each other.
You know, I've said this on the show a million times that if you were to see Jason and Cynthia side by side today, you look like brother and sister.
We do. So our child looks like both of our families.
It looks like AI created your child.
Yeah.
Like they take this person and this person to make a baby.
It is true.
It's beautiful. I mean, that's a compliment.
Thank you.
I'm going to say this. It is a compliment. And you're all gorgeous. You're all gorgeous. Jaya's gorgeous. I want to say I am triggered by this as a mixed kid because I cannot tell you how many times growing up I'd be at the grocery store and my mother, who is Filipino, and I would be walking side by side, and my sister. And anybody knows with mixed kids, DNA does this thing. It's like, oh, that one looks like that. Oh, that one looks like that. We never look like we're related in the first place, but the double takes. And so what to me this is, I would always hear, oh, who do you look like? And to me, what I heard was, you don't look like you belong to this family. And there's a difference. That's how I took it. And mixed kids, we have this complex throughout our whole lives of not fitting in. So to me, I would like to say this is a little triggering. And I would also like to say a little misogynist. Because if you say to a mother who's holding her baby that she held and birthed and stuff, and she's not slept for 6 years, and you say, oh my God, it looks totally like dad. I feel like you're also dismissing that she did all the work and dad just whatever.
We're not dismissing. We are feeling bad for her because we know all the hard work and we're like, look, you did all that work. And that baby, daddy. Right? That's what we're saying that because we feel bad. We're like, girl, did you have anything to do besides holding that baby in her hand? Because it looks just like the father. But I'll tell you something horrible that when I was growing up, all the matriarchs in our family would be like, listen, girls, when you're out here dating and you think that man looks really good, imagine his big old face on a 3-year-old girl because sometimes that's what happens. And you gotta be very mindful of the man that you choose. And I'm like, we have a couple of those in the family. I'm not gonna call any names here. Like, you look just like your daddy. But I think it's amazing when kids turn out just like their parents. And I wanna show you guys some celebrities. I think it's just, so uncanny. The first one is Reese Witherspoon and her daughter, Ava.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. And then, of course, Cindy Crawford and her daughter, Kaya. And then look at Meryl Streep and her daughter.
Identical.
Her daughter's name is Mamie.
Mamie?
Very interesting name, but they are identical. I think it's amazing when that happens.
It's so true.
Yeah. I did not get that. My sister looks exactly like a hybrid of my parents, and I don't look like either one of them. So we got a lot of like, oh my God, you look just like your parents, to my sister. And they look at me and they go, so how you doing? And I was like, doing just fine. Thank you very much.
Someone on Instagram recently said that my baby, my cat Thomas, looked just like Simon.
Oh, I do. I see that.
Get ready. Get ready.
I can't.
You know what, ushering this new era of you as a cat owner, I just feel like, for everybody who's a cat lover out there, we are getting like the cat content we all need on this show, finally. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's true.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. She's racking up the views, y'all. You need to check it out.
So Jane Seymour shared some advice with other actors at the Hollywood Reporter's Women in Entertainment gala. Be authentic, she said, and don't pretend to be 20 when you're 70. So what do we think of this advice?
I will be honest, I actually take offense to this statement. I'll tell you why. There's two reasons. Number one, we are not the problem, and she makes it sound like we are the problem. You know that saying, don't hate the player, hate the game? Society has made us feel like when you are still worshiping at the altar of youth, what do you think women are gonna do, okay? So we're not the problem, culture is the problem. And number two, I'm pro-choice, and you know what pro-choice means to me? Leave me alone and stop telling me how to age.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll tell you why. If I'm 70 and I want to act 20, that's my business. It's not your business, actually. And if I'm 20 and I want to act, first of all, what does it even mean to act 20? What does it mean to act 70? People tell me all the time, act your age, dress your age. I am my age and I lean in. And you know what? It shouldn't be your problem because it has nothing to do with your life.
Mel, I totally agree with your second point. I totally get behind the second point. But the first point, there's something about that point, which we hear a lot, like it's society's fault, it's the patriarchy's fault, it's advertising. When do we take accountability for ourselves? Like, I could believe that maybe in the 1950s. But now, today, we know how all of these mechanisms work. We know what they're doing to us. So I feel like it takes away self-awareness from me to be like, oh no, I'm just not gonna do that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I think
I'm just not gonna do it.
But I think it also undermines that we pay a penalty when we don't play by the rules of society. So I get it. You're right. We can opt out.
We've also seen a lot of very
penalty?
We've also seen a lot of very attractive, smart women ruin themselves by doing all of these things to themselves to look a certain way. And not working at all. It's like there was nothing wrong with you. And I think that she's speaking to those people who have, changed things about themselves that they didn't need to change. And you know what? This has to do with everything that's going on. I think social media and these filters on our phones and looking at yourself and going, wait, if I put this filter on, whoa, who's that? I think it's affecting a lot of people. And there's actually, statistically, a lot of plastic surgeons are seeing a lot more people in their offices because of those things. But I think she's just trying to remind women, it's okay. You look good. You can age. You're still gorgeous. You're still smart. You have all these things going on for yourself. So I don't think she meant to insult. I think it's just to say it out loud to women who are doing too much to themselves.
And I think in particular in her field, actors, like I'm sure she's seeing a sea of people in Hollywood who look the exact same. And I think that AI will replace the people who look exactly the same. They'll just be background actors. What you need in Hollywood in particular are people who look different. And I'll say that in real life, like I was just out shopping the other day, and I don't know, I haven't been out in a while, and I was shocked at how many people who looked around the same age, around like mid-20s, early 30s, who had it was shocking to me.
Because they're being told to start doing the stuff earlier.
Yeah, they all have the same pulls and plaits, the same hair, the same lips, the same everything, and it made me angry. And I will say it made me angry, not at them. I felt like a mom. I felt like the mom of all these girls who, like, we know everyone comes out beautiful and unique, and I'm like, you're ruining diversity of looks. Everyone's looking the exact same, and that makes me angry back at the culture point, because I don't think what we're saying is you can never do tweaks and twacks and whatever you want to do. I think what we're saying is that there's become this ubiquitous look, this expectation, and it is killing.
I just don't like who we're blaming.
Aspect of beauty and individuality.
I think I totally agree, but I think we have to take some accountability to opt out. We are smart, intelligent human beings, right?
I know,
but here's the thing.
I think it's the
I'm just going to say this. I have all my appointments tonight after the show. I'm going to be honest. And here's the thing.
For your second point, I love you for
that. I feel really great.
Yeah.
So, the idea is, first of all, I think all these points are valid. There's not one way to age, but this is why I'm sick of culture policing women every turn we take. You can't age, you can't age. You can't do this, you can't do this. Stop telling us what to do.
No,
just stop.
Just saying there's different ways to do it.
Yeah. I'm not too sure. Well, this could be so naive, but I'm not too sure. I've never felt it. Maybe it's because we're speaking from our personal experiences. I have never been told, and I'm on a national daytime television show, to change the way I look. And I look like an average person. I look like someone on British television. I've got brown teeth. I'm missing one. Do you know what I mean? And no one has ever told me. So, like, it is naive to think that's...
Isn't it beautiful that you can age that way and I can age this way?
That I agree with.
Right?
That I agree with.
But wait a second. I think that's Jane Seymour's point. I think what you guys just said, that's her point. Don't feel like you have to do this or have to do that. Do whatever makes you happy. Don't fall to the pressure.
I can't wait to see my injector tonight.
All right, let's move on on to Tom Brady. He was defeated by a high school quarterback in a throwing challenge recently on YouTube. Take a look at this. Take a look at it.
Come on, Jake. You got this. All day. All day.
Congrats on beating Tom Brady, winning 100 grand.
Right? So, it begs the question, is there any famous person that you'd like to challenge to a competition? Jess?
Oh my God. Well, I have to say, if I could go up against like a world-class soccer goalie, someone like a Hope Solo, and just try to do a penalty, like try to get a penalty kick on them.
I would watch that.
Cool.
I don't think I could do it, but
You never know.
used to play soccer, and I feel like I was good against The support is wonderful.
Yeah. I would like to fight Mike Tyson. But wait. There's an asterisk. I want to have the same fight that he had with Jake Paul on Netflix last month, and I want him to bite his gloves, and we'll go real soft so I can collect that $20 million check. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
That's
I
what
like
I'm
it.
saying.
I mean, I would like to go on one of those island shows, like is it Survivor or Naked and Afraid or one of
Naked and
those things?
Afraid.
The Naked and Afraid, Love Island. I would take any of the island shows with Jason Momoa. And we're going to compete with each other.
You can tell she doesn't watch these shows.
The island stays on the island. Is that the way we do
I was going to say, what does compete mean?
I know, there's no toilet paper on Naked and Afraid.
Oh, but we'd be in each other's funk then. We would all be funky
I just
together.
want to make sure you know.
I got nothing.
As if you're the most competitive person I
I'm
know.
the most competitive, and I was like, who would I want to challenge for anything? I don't know if you have ideas. I don't have any
I
ideas.
think that you should be on The Amazing Race Canada, and I think that you, and I think you should compete
You and your
Dancing with
You
the
and
Stars.
your husband.
Dancing with the Stars.
I didn't even think about either of those options.
I think you and your husband on
opposite teams.
on the same.
I would watch that too.
Why are we breaking them up on the same team with it for The Amazing Race?
Oh. You just awoken all the competitive juices. I'm like, ooh.
Just need to be stoked a little bit. There you go.
The New York Times has asked readers to share their most offbeat holiday tradition, and some responses were actually, like, for example, watching Apocalypse Now on Christmas morning. That's interesting. And also celebrating Festivus, like the Seinfeld crew
That's
has.
funny.
So we thought we would share our own traditions. And I don't know if it's unconventional, but we actually opened presents and everything on Christmas Eve after dinner and Mass. Because Christmas morning, the tradition since I was about 5 years old, it's that me, my sister, my father, we're the ones to go down and feed and clean for 28 horses that we have. And so it's unconventional because Christmas morning, everyone's like brunch and PJs and presents. And this is what I was doing last year on Christmas morning.
This is Christmas morning. Check out this gift. Okay, you got the timer?
Oh my
God.
You know what? So when you're gonna come at me for injections, just know I'm a real farm girl. Okay? Just know. So I just want to give context. That was a toy that I bought for the farm last Christmas. It's to help you muck stalls. I was so happy that Christmas morning. So there you go, unconventional.
And we're all like, oh my goodness. Well, typically when we're Catholic and Anglican, so typically you always get together and you go to Christmas Mass. But for the longest time, because my mother got sick and tired of, us just being, laser focused on what we were getting for Christmas, that we would always go on vacation. So we would just leave all the family, which is what you're not supposed to do, which is very unconventional. And we would just be the four of us and we would go on cruises. And then we did that for the longest time. And then we stopped doing it. And then I'm picking up the family tradition and I'm going on a vacation this Christmas.
Yes! That's awesome. That's awesome. I really like that.
Yeah.
I think this is unconventional. My mom worked part-time at Kmart when we were kids. And so shout out to retail workers who generally have to work Christmas Eve. So we would, my brother, me, my dad, we'd pick her up in the K car when she finished her shift, and then we'd get fast food, and then we'd come home and sit around the coffee table, and my mom would put newspaper on the coffee table and call it the good linen. And then when we were done the fast food, you just pick it up in the newspaper and throw it out,
in the garbage.
and we'd watch a Christmas movie. It seems kind of sad.
It's time with family.
It's time with family.
From work.
It's picking up family.
From work. Christmas Eve?
That was Christmas Eve.
That was Christmas Eve, okay.
Oh, yeah. Was
No.
this Christmas Day?
No,
Okay,
no.
okay.
I don't think we did anything unconventional either. On Christmas Eve, the one thing we would do, and I think this is very typical, is we were allowed to open up one gift, and every year it was the same gift, and we were always disappointed. It was always pajamas. Pajamas is a bit of a bummer.
Wear them that night.
Yeah, I got to wear them that night. There is one tradition that has just come about more recently that a lot of people engage in, and it wasn't a part of my childhood, and I think we should end it.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say.
What?
Elf on the Shelf.
Yes!
I'm sorry for all of, the Elf on the Shelf does not visit my home, and
Why
I
don't
am
you like
happy
Elf on
about
the
it.
Shelf? What's the big
Because what
problem?
has happened is social media, like everything else, has ruined it and made it, not that you can, the elf can just pop up here and there. Now it's got to be like coming in on like a remote control plane. It's got to be in a drone. Yeah, it's got to be, everyone's trying to outdo each other, and I'm just seeing a lot of mothers who are exhausted by the elf. And I just think, buyer beware, don't start that tradition if you don't want to keep up the tradition.
Yes, that's right.
Sorry if I sound like a Scrooge.
Yeah, it's true. I just don't want creepy little men sneaking into my house.
Speak for yourself, dog. I'm playing.
Careful what you ask for, Andrea Bain. Careful what you ask for.
I have security, don't worry.
Subscribe to the Social Podcast so you don't miss a fiery debate. Until next time, socialites.